What is really on a narcissist's mind when dealing with an empath? Have you ever found yourself in a relationship where you constantly feel drained, misunderstood, and as if you're walking on eggshells? A relationship where your genuine care and boundless empathy seem to be met with manipulation, blame, and a chilling emotional coldness. If so, you might be intimately familiar with the dance between a narcissist and an empath. It's a dynamic as old as time, yet deeply bewildering for those caught within its invisible currents. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of this intricate interaction to truly understand what is really going on in a narcissist's mind when they encounter, engage with, and inevitably try to dominate an empathic soul. This isn't just about labels, it's about understanding the silent, often devastating, psychological processes at play so you can finally see the path to reclaiming your peace and your power. Stay with us, because the insights we're about to share could fundamentally change how you view your past, present, and future relationship. Let's begin by gently defining our two main characters in this profoundly human drama. On one side, we have the empath. This is you, perhaps, or someone you deeply care about. An empath is someone with an extraordinary capacity to understand and share the feelings of another. You don't just hear about someone's pain, you feel it, often deeply within your own being. You are the helper, the listener, the fixer, the one who naturally gravitates towards comforting others and easing their burdens. Your compassion is boundless, your desire for harmony is strong, and your default setting is to give, to nurture, to understand. You inherently believe in the good in people, and you yearn for genuine connection and reciprocity. Then, we have the narcissist. Now, it's crucial to understand that we're not just talking about someone a bit self-centered or arrogant. We're talking about a deeply ingrained pattern of thought and behavior stemming from a fragile, often shattered sense of self that hides behind a grandiose facade. At their core, a narcissist possesses a profound lack of empathy, an insatiable need for admiration, and a pervasive sense of entitlement. They view others not as individuals with their own rich inner lives, but as extensions of themselves, or more accurately, as tools to serve their overwhelming need for what's called narcissistic supply. Attention, admiration, validation, or even negative attention, as long as it's attention. This isn't a conscious evil plot, it's a deeply ingrained, almost instinctual way of operating in the world, born from an early woundedness that they desperately try to compensate for. So when a narcissist encounters an empath, it's like a desert traveler stumbling upon a hidden oasis. For the narcissist, the empath represents everything they lack internally, yet desperately need externally. The empath's warmth, generosity, compassion, and endless capacity for understanding are like a shining beacon. The narcissist, with their expertly honed radar for vulnerability and opportunity, immediately recognizes the empath as a prime source of the fuel they so desperately crave. In the narcissist's mind, the empath isn't just a person, they are a potential mirror, a reflecting pool that can provide the perfect image of the narcissist they want the world, and themselves, to believe they are. They see the empath as someone who will listen without judgment, give without expectation, and offer the unconditional adoration they believe they are owed but can never truly feel for themselves. This is where the infamous love-bombing phase comes in. From the narcissist's perspective, this isn't genuine affection, it's a strategic investment. They mirror your interests, lavish you with compliments, shower you with attention, and present themselves as your ideal partner, friend, or family member. They study you, absorbing your dreams, fears, and vulnerabilities, not out of care but to craft a perfect illusion that will hook you. In their mind, they are simply giving you what you want, so they can get what they want, your unending supply. They're thinking, this person is perfect. They see how wonderful I am. They will never leave me. They will give me everything I need. And for the empath, this feels like an answer to a prayer. Finally, someone who truly sees them, understands them, and loves them so intensely. It feels like destiny. But this beautiful mirage can't last, because it's built on sand. As the relationship progresses, and the empath becomes more deeply invested, the narcissist's underlying insecurities and needs start to surface. In the narcissist's mind, you are no longer just a source of supply, you are now theirs. And once they believe they own you, the real work of control begins. Why control? Because for a narcissist, control equals safety. Their inner world is chaotic and fragile. They live in constant fear of exposure, of being seen for the empty vessel they secretly feel they are. They believe that if they can control your perceptions, your emotions, and your reality, they can prevent you from seeing their flaws, from abandoning them, and from threatening their carefully constructed facade. So what does this look like in practice? In the narcissist mind, when you start to express an opinion that differs from theirs, or ask for something that shifts the focus away from them, they interpret it as an attack or a threat. Their internal monologue might be, "How dare they challenge me? Don't they know I'm right? They're trying to control me." They will then employ tactics that are baffling and heartbreaking to an empath. Gaslighting is a prime example. When a narcissist gaslights you, they are deliberately twisting your reality, making you doubt your memory, your sanity, and your perception of events. From their perspective, they are simply managing the narrative, protecting themselves, and ensuring you remain pliable. They are thinking, if I can make them question what they saw or heard, they'll rely on my version of reality, and then I'm in control. For the empath, this is disorienting and deeply damaging, eroding self-trust and creating a profound sense of confusion. You might find yourself apologizing for things you didn't do, or believing you're going crazy. Then there's projection. A narcissist cannot tolerate having flaws. Any criticism, any perceived imperfection, must be immediately externalized, so when they feel insecure, dishonest, or inadequate, they will often project those very feelings onto you. They will accuse you of being insecure, dishonest, or inadequate. In their mind, they are simply deflecting, pushing away the uncomfortable truth about themselves. They are thinking, I can't be this way, so they must be. If I blame them, then I'm still perfect. For the empath, who is naturally introspective and takes responsibility, this is agonizing. You internalize their accusations, believing that perhaps you are the problem. The narcissist also constantly seeks to devalue you. Once the initial love bombing fades, and they feel secure in your attachment, they begin to chip away at your self-esteem. They might offer backhanded compliments, make subtle put-downs, or criticize your appearance, your intelligence, or your worth. Why? Because the empath's light is too bright. Your natural goodness and self-worth, if left unchecked, might eventually overshadow the narcissist's carefully constructed ego. They need to diminish your shine so that their own fabricated brilliance can seem brighter by comparison. In their mind, they are just keeping you in line, ensuring you don't get too big for your britches. They think, if they feel bad about themselves, they'll be more dependent on me and then I'll always have my supply. They also engage in triangulation, bringing other people into your private dynamic. This could be an ex, a new potential partner, a family member, or even a casual acquaintance. They talk about these people to you, subtly compare you, or even flirt with others in front of you. In the narcissist's mind, this isn't about cheating or betrayal. It's about control and creating competition. They are thinking, if they think there are other options, they'll work harder to please me. I'll make them jealous, and then they'll appreciate me more. For the empath, this creates profound insecurity, jealousy, and a desperate desire to win back the narcissist's favor, trapping them further in the cycle. The empath, with their innate desire for harmony and understanding, often tries harder and harder to fix the relationship, to earn back the love they felt in the beginning. They analyze, they apologize, they bend over backward, believing that if they can just be good enough, kind enough, understanding enough, the narcissist will return to the loving person they once seemed to be. This is exactly what the narcissist banks on. They see your efforts not as acts of love, but as proof of your dependence and their power. They are thinking, see, they'll do anything for me. I have them wrapped around my finger. This continuous cycle of idealization, devaluation, and discard, or threats of discard, leaves the empath utterly depleted. Your emotional well runs dry, your self-worth plummets, and your sense of reality becomes fractured. You become a shadow of your former self, often feeling isolated, anxious, and deeply depressed. The narcissist, however, sees your suffering not as a sign of their harm, but as a victory. Your tears are their triumph. Your despair is their proof of control. It's vital to understand that the narcissist isn't experiencing genuine love, nor are they truly capable of it in the way an empath understands it. Their love is transactional, based on what you can do for them. Their emotional landscape is often barren, marked by an inability to truly connect, to feel remorse, or to genuinely care about another's feelings. They operate from a place of profound emptiness, constantly trying to fill it with external validation. When they look at you, the empath, they see a reflection of the perfect self they desperately want to be, and a boundless source of validation. When you start to falter, or worse, challenge them, their fragile ego feels threatened, and they lash out, not because they hate you, but because they fear exposure and abandonment. Ultimately, what is on a narcissist's mind when dealing with an empath is primarily utility. They see your empathy as a resource, your giving nature as an endless supply, and your desire for connection as a weakness to exploit. They are constantly calculating how to extract more supply, how to maintain control, and how to protect their fragile false self from being shattered. They don't register the pain they cause, or if they do, they rationalize it as your fault, or a necessary consequence of their grand importance. They truly believe they are entitled to everything you offer and more. So if you are an empath caught in this bewildering dance, understanding these underlying dynamics is the first crucial step towards your liberation. It's not about finding fault in yourself or trying harder to change the narcissist. Their behavior isn't a reflection of your worth. It's a reflection of their profound internal struggle and their inability to genuinely connect. The enlightenment we seek to offer today is this: recognize the pattern, understand the mind behind the manipulation, and accept that you cannot fix someone who doesn't believe they are broken. Your boundless empathy, which is your greatest strength, can also be your greatest vulnerability in such a relationship. The path to healing begins with setting firm boundaries, understanding that true love is reciprocal and respectful, and prioritizing your own well-being. It means allowing yourself to see the relationship for what it truly is, rather than what you desperately wish it to be. You are not responsible for their happiness, nor are you capable of saving them. Your unique capacity for compassion is a gift, and it deserves to be cherished and shared with those who can truly appreciate and reciprocate it, nurturing your soul rather than draining it. Take this knowledge, arm yourself with understanding, and begin the courageous journey of reclaiming your authentic self. You deserve a love that fills you, not one that empties you.